Our project is called Bingely. Let me find a nice place to stand here. And first and foremost, we're a social media platform. So with all of the social media sites that are out there already, there's actually a lot of ideas that we were able to pick and choose from when we were designing our own. And some of the ideas that we thought were important was, first and foremost, we want to create communities. We think it's awesome for people to have similar ideas and interests, and we want to provide a space for people to link up and join with each other in order to share those experiences. And we also want to make the website responsive and diverse. And what I mean by that is that we'll have real-time user interaction at the same time providing a different experience for, say, people who want to cover a lot of different topics. And of course, we also like the idea of collecting as much user data as possible, almost as much as we like the idea of selling it to other companies. But unfortunately, that's actually Facebook's game right now, so we are not really able to get into that space. Instead, we actually have a couple of other role models that we really admire. First is Twitch, and for those of you who don't know, Twitch is a live streaming video website where it's actually based on video games. So streamers can join the website and stream the game that they're playing while other users sign in and watch those gamers stream. And this is really cool because there's a ton of live content. You have a chat that you can message other users, but the problem is that it's actually a lot more restrictive because each of these live streams are centered around a particular video game usually, and so you don't get a lot of interaction between the different video game communities. Reddit, on the other hand, is kind of the polar opposite of this. With Reddit, you have unlimited communities. You can create what are called subreddits, and then in those subreddits, users submit posts like links to YouTube videos or news articles, and then those posts get voted on by users who are in that subreddit. And if the post does better in the voting, it gets pushed up to the front of the page so more users can see it. But the problem with this is that it's actually a lot more static content. So a news article is great, but then the users who sign in to vote on the posts can only leave comments and things of that nature. So it's not as live as we want it to be. So where does Bingely come in? Well, you can probably already guess. We want to merge these two ideas of having live content, live user interaction, while at the same time providing diverse communities, as many communities as people are interested in. So just to introduce ourselves, I'm Kind Injustice. I did a lot of the network code for passing data between the different web pages.
Hey, I'm Ryan LePere. I did backend development as well as in charge of deployment.
I'm Calvin Wallace. I did the chat and some general JavaScript.
And I'm Ryan Siebel, and I did the bulk of the front-end development.
I'm Nathan. I worked on the database.
Okay, so this is our demo. You can go to this website actually right now if you want to join in with us, but we're going to have Calvin here do a live demonstration. I'm going to hold the mic for him.
We can see our home screen right here. So on the left side here, we're going to have our featured stations. These are just going to be stations that are always shown. On the right side of the screen, we've got our video from one of these featured stations, as well as the chat. And you can interact with our website without logging in, but if you actually want to communicate with the community, you're going to have to sign up. For the intensive purposes of this demonstration, I'm just going to log into my account. So go ahead and log in. And now that we're logged in, I'm going to go ahead and hand it off to Nathan to show some more features.
All right, so now that we're logged in, you'll notice there's a few changes on the page itself. First, you'll notice probably that you can subscribe and unsubscribe from stations, which is pretty great. And then you also have this create station option here. When you go ahead and create a station, it's really easy. All you have to do is go ahead and type in a station name, and it will go ahead and create it for you. Now, when you create a station, you're automatically subscribed because we're really hoping that if you're going to create a station, you're actually interested in the content that's going to be shown. So I'll just go ahead and create that station real quick and leave it with Ryan Siebel to show you how the station page actually works.
All right, so now that we're actually here on the stations page, we can see where the bulk of the interaction actually occurs on Bingely. So on a stations page, a user submitted and user voted YouTube link will be shown to all users in the station concurrently. And we can do that by taking YouTube URL links and submitting them on our page. And I'm going to go ahead and minimize the window here and open up a separate window so we can have two windows open and show how this actually works. All right, so now we can see we are on the stations page for both sites, and you can see that they're not actually synced up for this right now. So we can go ahead and log into an account here. So now we're back on this page, and we can go ahead and click. Yep. Right. So we go here, and we go ahead and click the sync function, and we will jump to where the rest of the members of the stream are, and we can jump around this video as we wish, and we can just click that sync button to go back to the sync point for the rest of the stream. And if we go down here at the bottom, it's a little messed up. We can go and type in a chat message, something like "Hello World," and we can see that it appears in both windows simultaneously. So there is live chat between all members in the station. And now I'm going to leave it with Ryan LePere to talk about how we submit videos and vote on them.
All right, cool. So, like I said, we're going to go over the video submission because a big part of Bingely, besides obviously the chat interaction, is submitting content, curating it, and making sure everyone likes the same thing, vote on it, and vote it up. So if we go to the vote button, we can click on it. There's a modal that pops up. My favorite artist is there, just as a little thumbnail, but no video slots are filled right now. So for demo purposes, of course, I want to fill those slots up. So I'll copy the video URL here, and I click on the submit button. There's a nice handy dandy link for us to submit to. Control-C, Control-V, like we all know and love. And if I click on the vote button, it's been filled out, as well as on this other video browser. It's been filled out there. Of course, we want to show people submitting a video, voting it up, and having that queued up to the next for everyone else to view upon. So let's see what happens for overpopulation. What is it? Copy location. Submit. Another YouTube URL, and we see we click on the vote button. The overpopulation video is there as well. So I just want to upvote it real quick, like five or so times, and I'll just skip to the end again for demo purposes to show that it is ending. And as soon as it ends, the next video will be popped up, and both browsers will refresh, and the new video will be queued. And of course, everyone will start at the same point at the beginning of the video. So there's the overpopulation video. It has been queued up. Everyone sees it. And again, we have live chat interaction to talk about this new video we queued up. And that's Bingely.
We're open for questions if you guys have any.
You have a question in the back?
Well, kind of twofold. So one is how do you guys hope to get this out? Like to get people to start using it. And two, if I'm following this correctly, you're not trying to go after the gamers that are doing those. I don't know what they play the games and they video stream themselves. I don't even know what that is. Yes, I'm old. But I do know my 11 and 13-year-old boys are obsessed with watching these videos and Twitch and everything. So what kind of is the space you're trying to go after? Because Reddit to me is very different. I mean, that's much more reading and content curation, and this is video, and I understand you're trying to combine the two, but I mean, what is the space you're really trying to go after?
Well, the best thing about it is we've designed it so that it can be any space that it wants. So let me give the example of the Twitch stream. Let's say a new game comes out, Fortnite, everybody loves it, so everybody's so all the streamers are trying to play Fortnite. But maybe you want to do a little crossover with Fortnite and PUBG. So on Twitch, you can't really do that. You can have channels that are based on PUBG or channels that are based on Fortnite. With Bingely, you saw how we could create new stations. So you could just create a station that's PUBG x Fortnite or something like that. So then you have a whole nother user space where people could come and flock to that combination of things, or any combination of things, really. As far as getting the word out there, that's just a typical marketing campaign that we would have to come up with. I think leveraging sites like Reddit would be really good for this kind of thing because they already have established user bases. And so as long as we just put this out there and obviously make sure that it's working for everybody, I think it'll just naturally draw in users that way in an organic fashion.
That's great. Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you.